They heard something about you, and now their mind is restless. They wonder if what they heard is true. They can't stop asking themselves questions. They can't stop looking for answers. They can't stop replaying moments in their head because you are not easy to forget, and no matter how hard they try, they keep coming back to you in their thoughts. See the way you keep moving in silence. I see how you protect your heart. I see how you keep some things hidden, not because you're afraid, but because you know not everyone deserves to know everything about you. Some people can't understand your strength. Some can't understand your peace. Some can't understand how you still shine after all you've been through. They wonder what holds you up. They wonder who helps you. They wonder if you have secrets. They wonder if there's more to you than meets the eye, and there is so much more. I know the battles you fought alone. I know the nights you cried without sound. I know the pain you buried so deep no one could see. I know the choices you had to make when you had no good options. I know the prayers you prayed when you didn't know if anyone heard. I heard them, every single one. They think they've figured you out, but they have only seen the surface. They don't know the storms you walked through. They don't know the temptations you resisted. They don't know the moments you almost broke, and yet you didn't. Because something inside you refused to give up. I see how your name is in their mouth. I see how your story is in their mind. I see how they exchange looks when you walk into the room. I see the way their tone changes when they speak about you. It's because you are not just a memory to them. You are a question they can't answer. They want to know if you still think about them. They want to know if you still remember. They want to know if you would speak to them if you cross paths again. They want to know if they could ever be close to you again, but they don't have the courage to ask because deep down they fear the truth. See the messages they write but never send. I see the calls they think about making, but never do I see the moments they almost walk toward you then change their mind because your energy is different now. You are not the same person they knew before. You are stronger, wiser, quieter, and yet somehow more powerful. They wonder who you talk to now. They wonder who comforts you. They wonder who gets to see the side of you they once knew. They wonder if someone else knows your secrets now. They wonder if someone else gets to hear your laughter in the dark. They wonder if someone else is now the reason you smile without explaining why. I see the way your absence changed them. I see how they try to fill the silence. I see how they try to distract themselves from the thought of you, but it always comes back. Because your presence leaves a mark that time doesn't erase. They wonder if you have forgiven them. They wonder if you still feel the same hurt. They wonder if you have moved on completely. They wonder if you ever think about what could have been. They wonder if you still care. And the wondering doesn't let them rest. I see how they search for you and others. I see how they compare every new face to yours. I see how no one ever feels quite the same. Because what you carried was not ordinary. It was rare. It was divine. It was the kind of light that doesn't come twice in one lifetime. You didn't just enter their life by accident. You were placed there with purpose. You were meant to awaken something in them. And you did, even if they won't admit it, even if they try to forget, even if they pretend you never mattered. The truth is, you did and still do. I see how they hold back when your name comes up. I see how they pretend they don't care, but their eyes give them away. Their voice changes. Their breathing shifts because you are a wound they can't stop touching, even when it hurts. I know you feel their energy sometimes, that sudden thought of them out of nowhere. That wave of emotion you can't explain. That's them thinking of you. That's them remembering. That's them wishing they could undo the past. You don't even know how much they watch you now. They notice your changes. They notice your growth. They notice how you carry yourself differently. They notice the confidence in your walk. They notice the peace in your smile, and they wonder who helped you find it. Some of them are proud of you in silence. Some of them regret losing you. Some of them feel jealous. Some of them feel confused. But all of them feel something because you are unforgettable. See you standing in the middle of your own journey still. Healing, still building, still finding yourself in deeper ways, and I tell you this, do not be moved by what they think. Do not be distracted by their whispers. Do not shrink yourself to fit their understanding, because you are becoming exactly who you were meant to be. They can't stop wondering about you. And that's not your problem to fix. That's the weight of their choices. That's the echo of your presence. That's the reminder of what they let go, and it will stay with them. You were the lesson you were, the blessing you were, the chapter they wish they could rewrite, and that is why they can't stop thinking of you. They still replay your voice in their mind, the way you spoke to them without judgment, the way you saw through their excuses, the way you gave them honesty. When others only gave comfort, that voice still echoes in the places they thought were silent. See the dreams they have at night, the ones they can't explain, the ones where your face appears, the ones where you say nothing, but they still wake up shaken, because they know those dreams mean something, they just don't know what they are. Thought they could live without your presence. They thought they could replace what you gave. They thought time would soften their memory of you, but time has only made it sharper, more vivid, more haunting. They remember how you looked at them, like you could see who they really were, even the parts they hid, even the parts they were ashamed of. They wonder now if they will ever meet someone who sees them like that again. They wonder if they ruined their only chance. No, you feel their pull sometimes. That strange heaviness in your heart, that urge to reach out, that sudden thought that maybe they've changed. That is the thread that still connects you, invisible, but Riolu could break it if you wanted to. You could walk away from it forever, but you haven't. And I know why. It's because a part of you still wonders too, not because you need them, not because you can't survive without them, but because you remember the good. And the good was real, but I also know the truth. You carry the truth that not all that was good was safe. The truth that love without respect is a wound waiting to open again. The truth that trust, once broken, changes everything. You learned these truths the hard way, and they cost you pieces of yourself, pieces you had to fight to get back. Now you protect those pieces, you guard them with quiet strength. You no longer explain yourself to everyone. You no longer try to prove your worth. You no longer chase people who choose to walk away, and that is why your presence feels different. Now they feel it. They feel the boundary. They feel the gate they no longer have the key to, and it unsettles them. Because they were used to easy access, they were used to you saying yes. They were used to you making space, even when you had none left for yourself. See how they check your life from the outside. They look for clues in the pictures you share. They search for meaning in your words. They read between the lines, hoping to find themselves there. But they don't, because your life is no longer built around them. You've grown into someone they don't fully recognize, and it scares them. It makes them wonder if they ever really knew you at all, because the person you are now carries a piece they couldn't give you, a confidence they never saw before, and a light they didn't think you could keep lit. Without them, you learned to stand in that light alone. You learned to be your own comfort. You learned to pray differently, not from desperation, but from gratitude. And that shift has changed your entire energy. Still, they can't let go of the thought of you. They can't let go of the way you made them feel. They can't let go of the fact that no one has replaced you, and deep down, they fear no one ever will. See the tension in their heart, the way they try to move forward but keep looking back, the way they wonder what you would say if they asked for another chance, the way they imagine 100 different outcomes but take no action at all because fear is louder than hope in their mind. You, on the other hand, have learned to live with the unknown. You have learned to love without needing control. You have learned to trust that what is meant for you will come without force. That is why you sleep in peace while they toss and turn you. Carry yourself differently now. Your silence speaks louder than your words ever did. Your absence teaches lessons your presence never could. And whether they admit it or not, they are learning from the space you left high. See how life keeps crossing your paths in small ways, a song that plays when they think of you, a stranger with your mannerisms, a place they pass that reminds them of your laughter. These are not accidents. These are reminders. Reminders of the choice they made and the cost of it too. Are not punishing them. You are not trying to make them regret. You are simply living, and that, more than anything, is what unsettles them, because they see you thriving without the weight they once put on your shoulders. Tell you this with love. Do not let their thoughts pull you backward. Do not let curiosity reopen closed doors. Do not let the sound of their wondering drown out the quiet you've built, because where you are now is where your soul can finally breathe. They will keep wondering about you. They will keep searching for pieces of you in places they will never find. They will keep holding on to a version of you. They tell themselves they have moved on, but their heart hasn't. Their mind still circles back to you. Their soul still feels the absence. It's the kind of missing they don't say out loud, because pride sits heavy in their chest. I see how they try to rewrite the story in their mind, how they try to make you the one who walked away first, how they tried to believe you didn't care as much as they did, but deep down they know it was their own hands that loosened the grip. It was their own choices that let you slip away. They remember the details you thought they forgot, the way you tilted your head when you were listening, the way your eyes softened when you forgave them, the way you stayed calm when you could have walked away angry. They didn't understand the value of that grace back then, but they do now. Now they feel the weight of every word they didn't say, every apology they never gave, every moment they chose silence when they should have chosen honesty. Those choices keep them awake at night, because time hasn't erased the truth. Time has only made it clearer. I know you sense their energy sometimes. That sudden heaviness in the air, that strange pull that makes you stop for a moment. It's because they are thinking of you, sending thoughts they don't have the courage to speak, whispering your name into a room where no one else can hear. I see how they linger on your presence without being near you. They notice your light growing stronger. They notice how your joy no longer depends on them. They notice you are untouchable now, not because you've built walls, but because you've grown wings. They never expected you to fly. They thought you would stay within reach. They thought you would wait until they were ready, but you didn't, and that is what unsettles them the most. Now they wonder who you are when you're not with them. They wonder what you think about when the night is quiet. They wonder if you laugh more now, if you love more freely, if you trust someone else the way you once trusted them. I see their confusion, because in their mind, you were always there. No matter how they treated you, no matter how little they gave in return, they believed you would always be within reach. And now that you're not, they are lost. I see you, to how you've carried the weight of their absence, how you've had moments where you almost reached out, how you've questioned if they ever truly understood your heart. And I tell you this, they did. They understood more than they ever let on. They just didn't value it enough at the time. They feel the change in the air. Now they feel how different you are. They feel that your heart no longer beats in their direction. And that feeling is unfamiliar to them, because they were used to being your safe place even when they weren't safe for. You've learned something they still haven't. You've learned that love without respect will drain you. You've learned that peace is worth more than attention. You've learned that sometimes you have to close the door even if you still care. And because of that, you've stepped into a version of yourself they never got to meet. They wonder if they deserve to meet this version of you. The stronger you, the wiser you, the one who knows exactly what they bring to the table and who refuses to sit where they are not. Fadai, see them searching for your reflection in other faces, trying to replace the irreplaceable, trying to forget what can't be erased. And every attempt only reminds them of what they lost. You are not a memory that fades. You are a truth that stays even when they try to bury it, even when they try to deny it, even when they try to cover it with noise. It still rises to the surface. They become their quiet lesson, the one they will revisit for years to come, the one they will compare others to, the one they will wish they had kept closer when they had the chance, and, as much as they wish they could turn back time, You know now that you don't belong in the past, you belong here, in the now, in the life you are building in the peace. You have fought for, and I promise you this, the wondering will never stop for them, not because you left an emptiness, but because you left a light they didn't know they needed. Until it was gone, they still feel the weight of your silence. It's not an empty silence, it's a silence filled with meaning, with boundaries, with truth they can't ignore. They thought they could read you like before, but your heart no longer sits open in front of them. You've learned to keep certain parts of yourself tucked away, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. See how they scan your every word now, looking for clues, looking for an opening, looking for signs that you might still care the same way, but you've learned not to speak in ways that leave doors half open. You've learned to speak in a way that protects your peace. You've learned that not every thought needs to be shared. You've learned that your energy is precious, and it should only be given to those who can hold it without breaking it. They miss the version of you who waited for them. They miss the version of you who tried to understand them. They miss the version of you who gave them space even when they didn't give it back. But that version of you is gone because you finally chose yourself. See how they try to pretend they're fine? I see how they keep themselves busy. I see how they laugh louder than they need to when you're around, but their eyes give them away. They hold on to you without touching you. They speak about you without saying your name. They wonder if they are allowed to reach for you again. They wonder if you'd even answer. They wonder if you'd be kind, or if you'd be cold. They wonder if too much time has passed for anything to matter anymore. They hold on to moments that would mean nothing to anyone else. The way you smiled once in the middle of chaos. The way you stood next to them without saying a word and still made them feel safe. The way you remembered small details. They thought no one noticed. Those moments live in their mind like treasures they never protected properly. See how they try to find you in places you've never been, in the voice of a stranger, in the kindness of someone new, in the comfort of a friend, but nothing feels the same because nothing is you. And I see how you've stopped needing them to find you. You've stopped needing their recognition. You've stopped needing their approval. You've stopped needing their presence to feel whole, and that is what truly unsettles them. They were used to being the reason you felt seen. Now they realize they were only a chapter in a much larger book. A book you're still writing without them, and they can't turn the pages back. No. There are moments when you miss them too. Not the way they were in the end, but the way they were in the beginning, when everything felt lighter. When trust felt natural, when laughter came easily. It's okay to remember those moments. It's okay to smile at the good. It's okay to acknowledge that they mattered once, but remembering is not the same as returning, and you know the difference. Now they haven't learned that yet. They still think that if they miss you enough, if they think about you enough, it might pull you back, but you're no longer moved by longing alone. You are moved by truth, by peace, by love that doesn't harm. See how they test the edges of your silence, dropping hints in conversations, posting things they hope you'll see, speaking to people they know will mention it to you, trying to remind you that they still exist. But your spirit doesn't chase shadows anymore. You've learned that if someone truly wants to be in your life, they will step into the light. They will stand at your door without fear. They will show up without games, and if they don't, then they don't deserve the place they're trying to claim in your heart. They are starting to understand that now, slowly, painfully, because every day that passes without your presence in their life is a day they realize they cannot get back. They don't say it out loud, but I hear the thoughts they keep to themselves. I hear the regret. I hear the longing. I hear the way your name still feels heavy in their mind, and I also see you. The way you've made peace with not knowing what could have been, the way you've decided to live in what is, the way you've chosen joy even in the spaces that used to feel empty. You've stopped chasing what is unsure, and you've started embracing what is certain, and because of that, your light has only grown brighter. To feel the weight of your silence. It's not an empty silence, it's a silence filled with meaning, with boundaries, with Truth they can't ignore. They thought they could read you like before, but your heart no longer sits open in front of them. You've learned to keep certain parts of yourself tucked away, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. I see how they scan your every word now, looking for clues, looking for an opening, looking for signs that you might still care the same way. But you've learned not to speak in ways that leave doors half open. You've learned to speak in a way that protects your peace. You've learned that not every thought needs to be shared. You've learned that your energy is precious, and it should only be given to those who can hold it without breaking it. They miss the version of you who waited for them. They miss the version of you who tried to understand them. They miss the version of you who gave them space even when they didn't give it back. But that version of you is gone because you finally chose yourself. I see how they try to pretend they're fine. I see how they keep themselves busy. I see how they laugh louder than they need to when you're around, but their eyes give them away. They hold on to you without touching you. They speak about you without saying your name. They wonder if they are allowed to reach for you again. They wonder if you'd even answer. They wonder if you'd be kind or if you'd be cold. They wonder if too much time has passed for anything to matter anymore. They hold on to moments that would mean nothing to anyone else. The way you smiled once,